I've been tasting my own urine every morning for 4 years. I have a spreadsheet with 1,460 entries, rating color, clarity, sweetness, salinity, and mouthfeel. I can now predict illness onset 72 hours before symptoms appear. Every morning for the past 4 years, I've tasted my own urine, approximately 5 milliliters, enough for proper palate evaluation. This started after I discovered the historical practice of uroscopy, which was the primary diagnostic method used by physicians from ancient Greece through the 19th century. For those unfamiliar, doctors tasted urine to diagnose disease for over 2,500 years. This was the standard practice, and Hippocrates did this in 400 BCE. The breakthrough case was Thomas Willis in 1674, an English physician who tasted a diabetic patient's urine and described it as wonderfully sweet, as if it were imbued with honey or sugar. He coined the term diabetes mellitus. Mellitus is Latin for honey. The name of the disease literally comes from a doctor describing how the piss tasted. So, I found this fascinating. If trained physicians relied on this method for millennia, perhaps there was diagnostic value worth exploring. So I started collecting data. I've developed what I call the Golden Index, a standardized evaluation framework with 6 primary metrics. Color, 1 to 10 scale, ranging from nearly transparent to dark amber. Clarity, 5 categories: crystal clear, clear, slight haze, cloudy, opaque. Sweetness, 0 to 5 scale, adapted from Willis's diabetes detection methodology. Salinity, 0 to 5 scale, measuring sodium/mineral content. Bitterness, 0 to 5 scale, indicating metabolic waste concentration. Mouthfeel, 6 categories from thin/watery to syrupy, correlating with specific gravity. Secondary metrics include estimated pH, hydration index, flavor profile classification, dietary intake from the previous 24 hours, and illness onset tracking within a 72-hour window. My current dataset contains 1,460 daily entries, spanning January 2022 to present. Compliance rate is around 99.7%. I've missed 5 days total. 2 instances of food poisoning, 1 COVID infection, 1 camping trip without proper collection equipment, and 1 oversight. The results have been significant. At approximately month 8, I identified a predictive pattern. When salinity exceeds 4.0 and a copper/metallic undertone is detected, illness onset occurs within 72 hours. I've now observed this pattern 12 times, and 11 predictions were accurate. That's a 91.7% accuracy rate with an average lead time of 68.4 hours before symptom manifestation. Additional correlations I've documented. Asparagus consumption, 100% detection rate within 48 hours, N equals 23. Alcohol intake, plus 1.4 average bitterness increase the following morning. Dehydration levels, R equals 0.89 correlation with viscosity psychological stress. R equals 0.72 correlation with metallic taste presence. Red meat consumption, plus 0.3 average increase in mouthfeel density. I've cataloged 34 distinct flavor profiles to date. Most frequent is standard, with 847 occurrences, while rarest is complex bouquet, wine adjacent, with only 3 documented instances. I'm investigating the dietary or physiological triggers for that one. I'm still writing a 34-page methodology document. It includes collection protocols, first void, midstream, minimum 50 milliliters, analysis within 30 seconds, controlled room temperature between 68 to 72 degrees Fahrenheit, evaluation criteria, statistical frameworks, and appendices cataloging each flavor profile with tasting notes. Once I'm finished, I can share it if you guys want to be piss drinkers. My wife believes I simply take a long time in the bathroom each morning. She's not aware of the research. You know, I've considered presenting my findings to a physician, but I suspect they would not take it seriously. They might recommend psychiatric evaluation. Well, my data is clean, so whatever. Medieval physicians used something called The urine wheel, a diagnostic chart comparing 20 different urine colors to various diseases. They used a specialized flask called a Matala for collection and analysis. I've essentially modernized this system with spreadsheet formulas that auto-calculate risk scores. Thomas Willis revolutionized diabetes diagnosis by being willing to taste what others wouldn't. I'd like to think I'm continuing that tradition in my own way.